Hi, everybody. Hi. Wave to everybody on Instagram. You're on like candid camera, I guess, right now, letting you all know this is being recorded on Instagram. But I'm Annalisa. I'm one of the coaches in this big old coaching family. And tonight, we usually, as a team, get together to do what's called a team call. But tonight, we're using it as an opportunity to let you in to know a little bit about coaching, some of the coaches on our team, and just some of the concerns that we hear often and concerns that we've had about coaching before we started, perhaps. So, like I said, I'm Annalisa. I've been a coach for 7 years. I started my journey with this company with Beachbody Products a few months before my wedding. I reached out to a friend because I felt like I needed a solution fast to feel more confident in my wedding dress. This is really a story in a nutshell right now because I don't want to take up too much time. But I started with a nutritional overhaul program called the Ultimate Reset, and I had killer success with that. I lost 10 pounds in 21 days, like felt 100% better in my wedding dress, and then went off and got married and celebrated that. When I got back, my coach had invited me to start coaching. And I was concerned because I had done a network marketing business up until that point. I was involved in jewelry sales. It helped get a little side cash. I was busy going out to parties on Fridays and Saturday nights to host parties. And I was concerned because I really did not enjoy the salesman component of it. I hated asking people for money for a necklace or for a product really that I didn't genuinely believe was worth that amount of money. Um, Long story short, I started to embrace coaching because I knew that that program that I did helped me feel confident for my wedding. It was like guaranteed results with this 21-day nutritional program. It wasn't a starvation diet. It wasn't anything unrealistic. It was like real foods, clean eating, healthy supplements. And I felt pretty good about the opportunity to pay that forward instead of asking people to buy something that I wasn't really spending the money on myself. So it became more of a sharing opportunity for me. And then as that got rolling and people were interested in doing what I was doing, I really started to see the potential in this business. And after about 2 years, my journey took me, I'm a speech and language pathologist. After 2 years, I took a break from that with moving to different states, and I went all in on coaching. I had my son. I was able to stay home with him for 2 years doing Beachbody full-time only, and then decided to go back to work because stay-at-home mom life is not for me. So now I'm doing my speech pathology gig in the schools, which is a whole nother story right now. And I've created a full-time income with Beachbody coaching. And along with that, not only income has been an amazing blessing, but the community that you're going to hear about here, the transformations that people are getting, the travel opportunities that we get. It just became this sort of snowballing, um, this amazing snowball, I should say, of things that just kept getting better and better and better with the opportunity. So I will forever pay it forward, the products, the opportunity, and this team has come along with it. So that's a little bit of my story, and I hope it helps you understand the sharing versus the selling.
I will go next. I am Dana. I have been a coach for a little over 6 years now. Annalisa is actually my coach, and she invited me for about 4 months before I said yes. I remember she would share with me about Shakeology, or she would share about an upcoming challenge group, and I would kind of be interested, and then I would ghost her. And really, I just wasn't, I wasn't ready. I was not ready to take that leap and embrace that change. But when I started, I was 6 months coming out of a really abusive relationship to leave to raise my son as a single mom. At the time, I was kind of at a crossroads because the job that I was working from home at the time was not going to cut it. I had only ever worked in the restaurant industry, and I had dropped out of my last year of college when I got pregnant. So when I said yes to her, it was strictly because I was at such a rock bottom in my life, mentally, physically, emotionally. I was exhausted. I was depleted. I had anxiety. I was depressed. I had no self-confidence. And I thought, what the heck do I have to lose? If I work on my fitness and I can gain my confidence back and I can have more energy, then I can be in a better place to actually like change what our future looks like. And within a couple days of getting started, she asked me to hop on a call, very much so like this on the phone. And I still have no clue to this day what was said to me at that time, but all I knew was that it was the first time since becoming a single mom that I had hope about what our future could look like, that something could be different for us. And I was never much of like a big dreamer or a goal setter or someone that was confident enough to go off and do something on my own, like starting a business. But when I was like stepping in and hearing about coaching and hearing the stories of other people, it was something that like lit a spark in me that I was like, yes, like I can be imperfect and on my journey, and not, my perfect goal weight after gaining 62 pounds postpartum. I've had a lot of hip surgeries in my past. I lived on medications for a lot of years. Like I was not the ideal, what you would consider a coach. And at the time, like my excuse for not getting started was I don't have time, I don't have energy, I don't have the money. And all of those things became reasons why I did, because I knew that I needed to feel better as a single parent. I needed to have energy with exercise and proper nutrition. And with earning income with coaching, I earned back what I spent to get started within a week of getting started, because I had a couple mom friends that wanted to get fit with me. And that was how I got started. I went all in from day one. So it was what allowed me to be home and present for my son up until he started school. I have been a full-time coach now for 6 years. So I can't speak to enough how much this can truly change the trajectory of your life if you so use it as the vehicle to do that. This is not a one size fits all thing. It is whatever you make it to be. But it is something that really can catapult you forward in your health, your fitness, your confidence, give you the best of friends and supportive sisterhood to believe in you and cheer you on. And it's just an incredible opportunity. So that's a little bit about me.
I will go. My name is Whitney. Annalisa is also my coach. My story is similar yet different. So I've also been a coach for, it'll be 6 years in June. And at the time that I signed up, I was not in a good place. Inside, outside, I was depressed and anxious, and I had just gotten out of an abusive relationship. And I lived in Springfield, Massachusetts, because I was going to school out there, and I moved back to the Boston area to be with my family, but I was still in grad school in Springfield. So every other weekend I had school, Saturday and Sunday for the whole day. So I would go out to Springfield every other weekend and stay at a hotel. But I wouldn't leave because I didn't want to see anyone. I didn't want to see my ex. I didn't want anyone to know that I was there. Yeah. So I remember sitting on a bed in a hotel room in Springfield, Massachusetts, and going on Facebook, because what else are you going to do while you sit there and have nothing to do? And I saw Annalisa, and I saw how happy she looked, and I messaged her. I don't know what I said, but I signed up that day, maxed out my credit card. That was fun. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know about coaching. I didn't really think about it. I was just looking at her and the smile on her face, and I was like, okay, I need something that I can do from home. I could do in this hotel room because I don't have to leave, that can kind of bring me back from this. Like, I don't want to be this person that is hiding in a hotel room and unhappy and overweight and just feels like shit. Sorry if there's kids. So that's the backstory. I started, and it was instantaneous for my own well-being. It was the confidence boost. I have never really been someone that had a ton of confidence. I was always super shy. And this gave me my life back. It gave me a life. It didn't give me the life back. It's a bad choice of words. It gave me a life, because I'm not that person I used to be. I will never be that person again. This gave me everything I needed inside and out to be who I was meant to be. So I'm not mad about anything that ever happened. I think that this gave me my voice. It gave me a platform to help other people. And I think my biggest fear coming into this was not knowing what to do. I didn't know what network marketing was. I didn't know anything about any of that. I was going to school to be a social worker. I worked at a jail. I had just quit there, and I was like a social worker in a group home. I didn't know anything about it, and that I didn't want to ask for help. Remember, I had zero confidence. I wasn't going to be like, hey, Annalisa, tell me what to do. So the best thing about this, sorry, I talk fast all the time. So you get plugged into so many awesome things. There's so many trainings. There's so many things there to help you. And the support is insane. This company and this team has saved my life. The support that you have for your business and your life is not like anything you're ever going to find anywhere else. And I am beyond grateful every single day that I have this business and this family, and the support. What was I going to say? I don't know. I just lost it. But yeah, I think the biggest thing to take away from what I'm saying is there's so much support there for you. No one is going to leave you with nothing. There are tools, there are team pages, there are people with stories similar to yours and dissimilar to yours. And it's a big family, and we are all here to support each other and be here for each other. And I've never been in a place of business that has ever given me the support that this business has given me. And I think it's truly amazing. So I think that's all.
So,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
sorry, Maggie, you want to go?
Yeah, thanks. I think that was Kelly. I do this on my phone, so I can't see everybody's faces, but whoever that was, sorry for interrupting. I will be quick. So my name is Maggie, and I have been a Beachbody coach for a little over 2 years, and this opportunity is just so incredible for so many different reasons. So for those of you who may not know me, I have had type 1 diabetes for 29 years. My coach, Kelly Riley, she's also on this call. She's had type 1 diabetes for 28 years, and we connected through Facebook, and we decided to start a type 1 only Facebook group. And I saw we have a type 1 on here, Kathleen. I'm very excited you are here. And what that has enabled for me, it has given me a platform, excuse me, to be able to help and encourage type 1s. Right now we have 130 type 1 members in our type 1 dream team, and to help and encourage not just type 1s, but especially type 1s, but anyone with physical struggles to push past that and to show that they too can absolutely do this. And what it has given for me in my own life, it has taken me literally to the next level of health and fitness. And by that, I don't mean like, oh, now I'm a size 4. Like, no, nothing like that. Like my A1C is better than it has ever been. My fitness is, of course, incredible. I don't have anxiety about getting low in public, and I have this incredible platform to help people. We all need help with fitness and nutrition, and especially right now, to be able to do this from the comfort of your own home is just so awesome. It helps so many people. It's such an opportunity for not only yourself, but for others. And that's basically what I wanted to say in a nutshell. And thank you guys for watching. And really, this is an incredible opportunity.
It's really hard to follow that. Thank you, Maggie. It's Mary Page earlier. Hi, guys. I'm Mary Page. I have been with, kind of doing the Beachbody thing for over 3 years now. And my story is kind of very similar to a lot of other people. I was in a really bad place in my life. I really needed to get my health in order. I am a mom of two very energetic children here in quarantine. But when I was pregnant with them, I had gestational diabetes, and that was kind of a shock to me. I had no idea. Diabetes was like very like taboo subject. I never really knew anything about it, and that was kind of a wake up call for me. And then, kind of moving forward, right after I had my son, I actually suffered from like a mini stroke. I don't know if you're familiar with the TIA, but it's basically a warning sign. I took that very seriously. It was really between that, knowing with gestational diabetes, you are at a greater risk for developing type 2 diabetes later in life and suffering from a mini stroke. But both of those really scared me. And so after I had my daughter, I dragged my feet a lot. I made the excuse that, oh, I'm breastfeeding, I can't lose weight right now, or, this is happening, I can't do it. It was never a good time, right? And in my, former life, I did other programs and I yo-yoed back and forth with weight loss. I'd lose it, I'd gain it back. And I was never really understanding what I needed to do to lose weight and keep it off for good. And in walks my coach, who sadly is not on this call right now, but she looked so happy and energetic and just like loving life. And I was like, what is she doing? Gosh, I need to like, I stalked her, guys. Like I stalked her for a while. And I'm like, what the hell is she doing? And eventually she reached out and she invited me, and I said, no, not right now. And then a few months later, I just kept watching. And finally I reached out to her and I was like, okay, I need to do something. What is it that you're doing? Let's talk about it. And it was from that point on, I was just like, okay, you know what? I've tried all these other things. They didn't work. Let's try something new. And that's kind of how I got here. I started it and I fell in love with the community, guys. Like there is no other community out there that is such as loving and supportive and nurturing, and just they'll get down in the trenches with you if you're having a bad day. Like everybody's had that bad day. And now being a coach, I can also influence and inspire other moms who are not only my personal challengers in my group, but other moms out there who are watching me, to know like we're all kind of going through this together, and that it's not a straight line. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have like stress. You're going to have, good and bad. But the point is to never give up on it. And with that community piece, I just felt like I couldn't walk away from it. And so I started my thing and I lost a little bit of weight, but I wasn't really at the point where I felt comfortable. And I just kept seeing all these coaches like doing fun stuff. And one day they went to their coach summit in New Orleans. I was like, this looks like fun. And I had major FOMO. I was like, I have to go to this thing. This looks awesome. I'm like super jealous I'm not there with them. And that was it for me. I started coaching literally while they were at summit. I signed up my very first person, and it was like game changer for me. I went full force, and guys, I had lost about 12, 15 pounds in 6 months on Beachbody, which I was kind of still off and on. As soon as I started coaching and as soon as I became accountable for other people and I had to show up for them, I had to be proof of the product. And since then, I've gone on to lose a total of 50 pounds. And that was my game changer, guys. This will not only build your support system, your community, those people will be there for you. This team is amazing, but this will be the best accountability you'll ever have in your life. So there's no doubt in my mind that I wouldn't be who I am today without coaching. And that is why it's just so, so important. So that is my story. And yeah, let's hear from someone else.
All right, I guess I will go next. Hi, everybody. I'm Ashley. My story is a little bit different, and I'm sorry in advance if I get a little bit emotional. It's been a very emotional week for me. So before I even started this journey, I was pregnant with my son, Oliver. And Dana is my coach now. But before this, we were friends through a mom group on Facebook. And even though we had grown up in the same town, but we didn't know each other. And after 6 months living at Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh with him, because he was diagnosed with a rare congenital heart defect, he passed away. And yesterday was 6 years since he had passed. And sorry. But after I lost him, I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know who to lean on. And I had found a nonprofit that helped me, but I needed to learn how to love myself. And I didn't. And I was ashamed. I was over 300 pounds and didn't recognize the woman staring back at me in the mirror. I was lifeless. I was at rock bottom. And then Dana reached out to me for support and just gave me all the inspirational things before I had even signed up. Like, this has nothing to do with it. And she, a couple months later, I told her, I said, I feel awful. Like, I want some help. And so then I started with one of our programs and lost some weight. And then, oh my gosh, I got pregnant. Like, 3 months after losing your child, you find out that you're pregnant again. And here comes a whole nother tailspin, because I already had postpartum anxiety. I already had postpartum depression. I already had PTSD. And now I'm pregnant. Are you kidding? And I just lost this weight. Like, what the heck, universe? Like, come on. You know? So fast forward, I had my daughter Violet, my rainbow baby, and looking at myself in the mirror again, going, "Ooh, girl, you're creeping up there again," you know? And again was hit with another wave of postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, and a whole nother slew of PTSD. And again, saw myself looking back in that mirror, because of course I fell off for a little bit because mentally I just was not ready, right? And I always say to everyone, you're gonna know when you're ready. You're gonna say, I've had enough. Like, this is it. I can't live like this anymore. I refuse to live like this. Enough is enough. So I said, all right, girl, what do we got? She's like, well, we got this new program that's 80-day challenge, you know, if you're up for it. And I was like, let's do it. She's like, well, what do you think about coaching? I'm like, hold on. Let's finish this program first. Let me make sure I'm committed to it. If I can commit to 80 days on one program, I can commit to anything, right? So I crushed that program. I lost, I believe, like 30 pounds in 80 days, gained so much muscle, gained my confidence back, gained me back. I finally saw myself again. I saw myself smile. I saw myself just love myself and be proud of what I just did. And I was like, girl, I got to shout this from the rooftops. Let's coach. I want to help people. I want to show people that you don't have to be at your starting weight to be a great coach. You just have to have the want and the need to want to show people what is possible and what is truly possible. You know, there's no magic pill. There's no, you know, special thing. We're just here to give people the tools to succeed. And now I'm down 106 pounds as of today. And it has been work, and it has not always been easy. But I will tell you that if this business and this opportunity, and if this team especially was there for me and has been there for me through my hardest days, dedicating their workouts for me, you know, yesterday, just a slew of notifications saying, I'm working out for Ollie, I'm working out for Ash and Ollie. Like, there is just no better feeling in the world than to know that you have women across the US, across the world, who remember you and remember what you've been through, and who honor your son who's passed away, and who remember, who never even met me. Half of them didn't even meet me in person until like last year. So we care about each other. We are a family and we help each other grow. And I know this is long-winded, but whatever, I'm emotional, it's fine. But I just want to tell you that if you want this, if you really and truly want this, and if you want it to change your life, it can. That's it.
All right. If everyone's up for one more, I'll share my story. So my story goes something like this. I was working full-time as what's called an orthotist prosthetist, which is just a really fancy way of saying I make arms and legs for amputees. I was going to school full-time also for my master's degree and finishing a residency and half of my schooling. And I was coaching synchronized swimming and trying to have a baby and all the things all at once and kind of just falling apart. I really struggle with OCD pretty severely, and my mind just was taking over my being. I was turned into the bottle a lot more than I wanted to be, and I was creeping on Dana for a while. I had swam with her for years growing up and had been, taking notes down on my phone of some of these ab exercises she was putting in her videos, and some other exercises. Started doing stuff in my basement in the mornings. She posted about this cleanse one time. I was like, all right, yeah, okay, maybe I should quit the beer for 3 days and cleanse myself out. And then finally, I finished my master's degree, was a hot mess express, working too much. And I like literally just messaged her. I'm like, all right, you've invited me to do this whole thing before. I don't know what the whole thing is, but the whole thing, it needs to be all up in here right now. So I went for it. And this whole thing, I had no idea what it was really. I thought it was just working out. So okay, it's working out. So I started with that and I did workouts and I felt a little bit better. And then I was like, all right, these people in the workouts, they keep talking about these containers. I don't know what's going on with this, but let me check it out. Okay, containers. I kind of get healthy eating already, but all right, maybe this could help me. Well, it revolutionized my life. I was like, oh man, you can have like sustained energy all the time if you just eat right. This is amazing. Cool. Had way less like dips as a human throughout my day to day. And then I just stuck with it and I started sharing it casually because I fell in love with the multivitamin. I have a super sweet tooth and clearly an addictive personality because I've already admitted to you guys that I drank too much at one point. So that helped my sweet tooth, and it was multivitamin, win-win. And I felt less guilt to buy it for myself, which now 3 years later, I have a completely different mindset about because of this. But that's originally why I started sharing it, was to not feel guilty that I wanted this really amazing product for my body. And then I kind of realized what was holding me back from like considering it being a business was because I was just like scared about social media. And there are resources even for that. I studied the resources provided to people who are freaked out by social media, and it works. It helps a lot. If you check out my Instagram, I actually post stuff now. I even share stories quite regularly. And that is something that I had never done before doing this. And I just followed the directions. They told me what to do. It's actually that simple. And now I have transformed my life. I've survived insane sickness. I got a miracle pregnancy. I've overcome a emergency C-section, all just falling forward with this amazing community and just following along and just never giving up, and knowing that everyone is there for me to support me along the way and having fun doing it, because wellness is hard. That's why it's a tough conversation and a tough subject. So the more you can make it fun and have community, winning, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm here. That's why I share it, and I will continue to always share it from the bottom of my heart.
Ray, I laughed through half that because it's totally true. She hated social media. I was like, you can't be a coach and not post on social media. We did not plan for this, but I wanted to see if one of the new coaches on our team, I think Tiffany's on, or Julia, if one of you guys would like for 2 minutes, just mention what it's like being a brand new coach on the team, because I think there's that gap between like hearing about it and actually taking the leap and seeing what it feels like on the other side. So if one of you wants to speak.
Sure, I'll go. You can hear me, right? Okay. So I've been a coach. Well, my first month, I didn't want any pressure, and I am a full-time student in graduate school for chiropractic. So I was afraid of what I would be taking on if I jumped in too quick. And so my coach is Katie, and she was like so cool with everything. She was like, listen, no pressure. Like, I know you're going to be great. I know you're going to get after it, but like, take your time. I'll help you with everything. I'll take some of the work from you if you need, and people are interested. So she was totally great about it. And like, that's what all of you are. I know you guys would all, you all support each other the same way. And so that's what made me take the leap. And I was actually afraid of failing, which is why I didn't do something like this before. I was afraid to be that person that was always selling things and people would drop off. And I was afraid no one would buy from me. And so my first month, I didn't really put too much out there. And people started asking me like what I was doing for my workouts. And so I started talking about it, and I started realizing nobody was judging and they were interested. Nobody was coming forth like, let me buy something from you. Of course not, you know, out the gate. But I got my courage up, and I posted that this was my new journey. And it was amazing because I got like so much interest, like just like that. And I was like, I don't know why you were so afraid to do that. And I do suffer from like lack of confidence, and this whole process has made me grow, forced me to face fears. And it's not just about, you know, what you can sell and being the product of the product as well, but it's also the mental, the personal development that, you know, your coaches coach you to do. It changes all the aspects of your life. And I'm like going through so much now, and mentally like digging up past things, and I'm moving through them, which I wouldn't have had that opportunity. I wouldn't even have thought about it, and that'd be years down the road, and maybe then I'd be like, hey, maybe I should explore getting over that. So it's just been a really great process.
I love that you mentioned the personal growth factor, because I think that a lot of us think that on the frequent of like, how am I dealing with life differently right now than I would have been if I had not started investing in having consistent healthy habits, or working on my mindset, or learning how to cope with my anxiety, or finding more confidence, or learning how to face fears. A lot of those things that like we think, you know, at least I thought when I was a new coach, I was like, I don't need personal development. Like that's woo woo. But it changed my life probably more than anything else, because changing your mind changes your habits. It changes how you live. It changes how you think. It changes your relationships. It changes how you show up. So I love that you mentioned that. And just that you have the confidence as a new coach to speak on a call too, I think is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for your help with everything.
Of course. So I'm just going to quickly, I want to ask you guys a question before we carry on, because I think with coaching, something that we do a little differently than anything maybe you've been a part of before is we encourage you to dream and think bigger for your life, because I think with any changes you want to make, whether that's, you know, like Ashley, you have a big weight goal that you want to achieve, or a big lifestyle change, or you're like me when I started and you need a total life overhaul, or you want to build a full-time income, whatever that is, like we all deep down have dreams and things that we would love to see happen in our lives, but we don't always necessarily have the game plan to achieve them. And I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of coaching, is that you can literally just like dream up something you want to change or achieve or become. And if you put in the daily consistent effort to do that, you can become that, or you can achieve that. And that was like revolutionary for me. It's just the way that I function now, but it was not how I was prior to coaching. So I just want to ask you guys, and if you feel courageous and you want to share in the comments, would you be willing to share something that you would like to have, like if your life could be ideal, like maybe it's your weight, your confidence, more income, paying off debt. What is something that you would love to see happen by this time next year? Something different in your life that you're dreaming about, or a big goal you have. And don't be shy. Debt-free 2020. Take your family on vacation. Love it. Being able to leave the house. Yeah. Yes, Stephanie. Have a stable job. Yes. Vacation as well as coach. Income and self-confidence. I love that one. Any more? Take family on a vacation and pay down payment on dream business. I love that one. Oh, I missed one. A feeling of success and financial freedom. Yes, absolutely. And success is depending on who's thinking it, right? Everyone's version of success is a little bit different. And like you saw tonight with all of the different stories of where everybody started, the reasons why they started, the reasons why we love this, it just really gives you a good overview that no matter where you are starting or where you are at in your life or what it is that you are interested in coaching for, that all of those things are incredibly possible for you. So I just like to prompt you to dream a little bit, because when I was first asked to think of like, what's your ideal life? Like, where do you want to be 3 to 5 years from now? I had never thought about something like that. I was so focused on the day-to-day motions of like surviving the day, not of having this bigger something to move towards. And I think there's so much power in that, because we are less like, when we fall down and when shit happens in life, because it does, and hard times come and struggles come. But when we have something bigger that we're moving towards, and we have these healthy habits, and we have this community of support, and we have personal growth, and we have all of these facets that really help us keep moving forward, and you have that bigger reason to show up, you are so much more resilient to getting up faster, because you know it's just a bump in the road towards getting where you're going. So I just, I hope that you feel a little bit inspired by thinking about that. And I wanted to just quickly cover a little bit about how we earn income and a couple little side notes to coaching, and then we'll quickly open up if anyone has questions or fears that you want to talk about. We're always happy to talk through those. So as coaches with earning income, and I'm not going to go in super detail, you can always go look at our policies and procedures if you want to know more in depth about that with the compensation plan. But as a brand new coach, how you earn income out of the gates is we earn commission on anything people purchase. So that is Shakeology, fitness programs, we have apparel, we have all kinds of, we have collagen, we have a million amazing products. So as a brand new coach, that is the main way that you are earning income. Now, as you start to help people, have more customers joining you to start their own journeys, or you have people joining you as a coach on your team, we start to earn what we call residual income, which is made by cycle bonuses. So without going too in depth, it all has to do with the volume you're accruing for the people you're helping. And what I love about this business is that you truly can't be successful if you don't have a heart to help people and serve people, because the more you are willing to help people, to serve people, to guide people, whether that is in their fitness or their business, the more successful you will become. So this is not something where it's like a quick sell people something and you let them figure it out on your own. We always say that when people get started, that is when our job begins. It's not when our job ends, it's when our job begins, because what our job is to truly walk people through the process of change with navigating their fitness, their nutrition, their mindset, coaching them along the way, cheering them on. And same thing when people become coaches with mentoring them. So the first one, just to recap, is commissions and then residual income. The next thing is that as you start to grow a team, more specifically, if you are someone who really wants to grow a part-time or a full-time income, we have what we call a matching bonus. So our company rewards us for the success of our team by with a matching bonus. And then at certain ranks within the company, we have quarterly bonuses, which are pretty significant amounts of income depending what rank you get to in the company. But there are a lot of opportunities here in terms of if you want to really grow something financially. But I have to say, no success or income is guaranteed with the coaching opportunity. It is directly dependent on your work, your diligence, and your skill. Two other things that I like to note in the income category, even though they're technically not income, we have the ability to earn trips. So every single year we have what we call a Success Club trip. It is earned by helping people. I have earned this trip every single year since I became a coach. We've gone to Mexico, the Dominican Republic. We've gone on cruises to the most beautiful, 5-star all-inclusive resorts and the biggest cruise ship in the world. And these are trips that we earn for the work that we do. So it's a beautiful way to have an opportunity to take our families or our children or our spouse on these amazing vacations just by doing your job of truly helping people. And then another thing is that every single month, we have different prizes within the company. So if you're somebody who loves getting things in the mail like me, we get fun t-shirts, we get swag, we get backpacks, we have travel goodies, we have glasses. Like, it's always something fun and different for being rewarded for being consistent with helping people. So those are also really fun too. I know we've talked a lot about tonight about the community and about the mentoring, but I just want to make it known that when you join our team, we have a training dedicated and designed specifically for you to walk you through all the steps of what you need to know to be successful as a coach. The only thing that doesn't come in it is work ethic. That's what you have to bring, your own dream and your own drive to show up and be willing to learn and be coachable and learn how to be consistent with the things that we do as coaches. And I just want to throw it out there for getting started. If you are someone that is already signed up, so I'm going to say about that, and then kind of if you're considering, is that if you are signed up as a customer or as a discount coach, it's easy for you to become a coach, because what coaching is essentially investing in yourself. So if you have not gotten started, I would suggest that you reach out to the coach that added you to help you really create a custom plan of what fitness program you want to get started with, nutrition plan, Shakeology, that kind of thing, so they can make a custom recommendation for you. And right now we have a summer sale happening, so it's literally dirt cheap to get started with a year of Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology or Performance Line. So I just want to quickly break down. Typically, Beachbody On Demand by itself is $99 and Shakeology is $129. Right now, they are combined for $140. Like I said, which is crazy, because I don't know about you guys, but I could walk in Target and buy a bunch of graphic tees and a bunch of garbage out of the snack aisle and spend way more than $140 and get nothing that does anything good for me in the long term. But the beauty is, when you invest in what you need and your own tools, is that the $40 coaching fee is waived. So essentially, you get to start a business that has the potential to earn 6 figures or more and change your life for $140. You are only getting what you need for you to invest in you. So I always love to say that, like, there is nothing to lose, because even if you come in and you think like, I'm not really sure coaching is my jam, you have what you need to be successful in your own health, fitness, wellness, and boost your confidence and your energy levels. So there is nothing to lose, in my opinion. And the last thing I want to quickly mention is fear. A lot of us have fears when we come into coaching. A lot of us have kind of brought those up tonight, whether it was fear of judgment of posting on social media or fear that you don't have time. But I know for me, when I started coaching, I really had to think about this mindset, and I want to encourage you to think about this too, is that when the shift happened for me of being interested versus I'm doing this was when I thought about what would happen, like what I'm scared of versus what would happen if I didn't. And for me, what I was going to lose out on and what was not going to happen in my future was more scary to me than what the process of growth and change was by diving in and committing to something that I knew was going to better me, better my health, better my energy, and make an impact on people. So it was really about pushing past that initial discomfort, because a lot of the fears when you actually start to get moving, like Julia was talking about, like the being terrified to post on social media and what are people going to think, and then realizing everyone's supportive and cheering you on and they're excited and they want to know what you're doing, is everybody needs to be healthy. Literally everybody on this earth needs to be healthy, and we get to be the people that show up and inspire them and encourage them and show them that this is a simple, time-effective, cost-effective way to do this right from home with an amazing community of support, and no guesswork of how to do it. We give you the tools, and if you show up and you follow it, you get results, and it'll change so much for you. So if anyone has anything to add coach-wise, you can unmute and chat, but I just want to open it up if we have any questions or any fears that you have that you would like someone to share about, because we love those. Yes, so many tools. Yeah, it's so true, Maggie. Like, what other job encourages you to work on you before anything else? Like, our own health and wellness is our #1 part of our job.
I will just quickly add to that, because I wasn't a part of this one tonight, but just to piggyback off of what Maggie says, like, I'm a nurse and my job is to help people and to make them be better, healthier people. And I focus with type 1 diabetes, but I can tell you that for doing nursing for all the years that I have, it's done the opposite for my own health. And I think a lot of that is because our focus is spent on other people. And then we come home and we're spent focusing on our families. And we're spoken, once again, everything, including our animals, everything before us. And then all of a sudden we're given this opportunity that we can do that makes us focus on ourselves. And after saying no to coaching for a really long time, I finally found that when I said yes, it's when my accountability really stuck through. And that's what made me, it'll be 5 years next month. And I can say, and you can ask yourself, when was the last time you committed 5 years to something health and wellness wise for yourself? And I bet you most of you are going to say no. But I can tell you my answer would have been no if coaching wasn't part of that.
Yeah, so true.
Something else I'll bring up that we kind of touched on, but I'll be a little more specific about. A lot of times people feel like you need to be a certain look or goal weight or whatever it might be. And obviously from telling you guys my story, like I really only had lost about 15 pounds, which still felt amazing. My goal when I came into this whole thing was to get back to pre-baby weight, and that was it. Like 15 pounds was what it was. I never expected to go further than that, but that's where coaching really led me to. Like I just kept challenging myself. Well, what about another 10 pounds? What about another 10 pounds? Like, and I just kind of kept going. And I thought, well, I could keep doing this, right? You don't have to be a certain anything to do this job, right? You know, the beauty is that you get to show up. There we go. You get to show up and just be yourself, share your journey, like the way you want it to, be, right? There's no expectation. And truly, like everyone's saying, you're working on yourself first. And just by you sharing that, you're inspiring so many others that they're going to start asking questions. And when they start asking questions, you now have a solution for them. And you're like, hey, yeah, I need some extra accountability. You want to be my accountability partner? And that's kind of how the ball starts rolling. and it just kind of like snowballs from there, and you build so much more confidence. And that's kind of how that accountability piece to coaching really works. So yeah, you don't need to be at a goal weight. You don't need to look a certain way to be a coach. You can be, it's really a job for anyone.
I want to talk about the sales aspect. And I think a lot of people are very afraid to become a coach because they think they're going to just all of a sudden have to start selling. And of course, any business, any money making venture is going to involve selling, whether that's through Beachbody or through whatever company that you work for. But what it really boils down to is you being a product of the product. And just like Mary Page said and Ashley said, you don't have to do that right away. But what you do have to do is believe in it. So I would absolutely not be here if I did not 100% believe in all of the products that I myself purchase from Beachbody. I would not be trying to get other people to try them or purchase them if I didn't use them myself and if I didn't 100% believe in them. And I think that's where like the sales aspect kind of fell off the wagon for me. Like, because I was like, oh God, I'm going to be selling things, you know, and I'm just like a stay-at-home mom and I don't know if I want to be a salesperson. And I don't feel like that at all. And when I kind of just released that and just went with, hey, go with what you know. And what I know is that these products work. These programs work. You have to put the work in. Oh gosh, my battery's low. You have to put the work in to see the results. But just like anything else in life, you know, it's the exact same thing. So I just wanted to talk about if you had a fear about being salesy.
I'll tag on to that too, Maggie. I'm Amanda, by the way. My thing says Avery, but that would be my daughter from her school Zoom calls. And I'm a coach on the team too. I've been coaching for about 2 years, but selling was one of my greatest fears too. And I will say the thing that got me over the hump was to look at it as if you own an Instapot, if you own a air fryer because you saw your best friend post it on Facebook and the new recipe that she made and how awesome it is, that's exactly what we're doing as coaches. Is we found a product that we love and we are like, oh my God, check out this awesome product that I have that I'm using. Look how it's working for me. This is how I'm cooking these days. This is what I'm eating these days. This is how I'm moving my body these days. And these are the results that I'm getting from it. And so for me, taking it that way has helped me a lot kind of come away from the sales aspect of it.
I just wanted to really jump in quickly. I don't want to really talk much because I know if anybody has any questions or anything. But one of the things that wasn't really spoken about, but that you did hear, that there are all different types. I'm sorry. By the way, I'm Stephanie. I've been coaching for about 5 years now. Actually, next month is my 5-year also. Can't believe it's been 5 years. But one of the things that you hear, everybody has a very different story. But one of the things that holds a lot of people back is the factor of time and commitment, and how much time you need to put in to do something like this. And I'm going to be completely transparent with you. It is time consuming, but it is what you make of it. And you can find a balance if it's something that you enjoy and something that you love. When I started, I was working full-time as a school psychologist. I was teaching 2 evening classes at the local college, and I had a 15-month-old. So time was not on my side, but I am still here 5 years later. It's a matter of sacrificing for your own health and well-being. I would wake up at 4:30 in the morning to focus on me so that the rest of the day can be given to everybody else. It's a matter of just prioritizing what is important to you. And if this is something that you think may be valuable and important to you, then there is a way to work it into your schedule. Nobody's going to tell you you need to work every single day from 8 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon on this. It's your schedule, your time, your ability to make a commitment. And I just think it's really important to share that so that you don't walk away from this being like, I don't have the time to do this. I can't commit 30 hours a week. There's no way in hell, because it is possible as long as you want it. So, okay, bye.
Great point, Steph, because that is so true. It's not about having time, it's about making time because it's a priority. Does anybody have any questions? Because I know it is getting late. A little birdie told me, Octavia, that you have questions. So if you do, please unmute.
Hi guys, I'm Octavia. I'm new to the game. I'm gonna get you, Ashley. I just recently started joining in last week with Ashley and Tiffany, actually. I really don't have any fears or anything like that. I guess it's just taking the time to get motivated. And to piggyback off like time commitment, it's, you just have to make time for what's important to you. And it is hard. I'm a mother of 3. So I do travel agent on the side, and I work full time with Tennessee Oncology. So I work with cancer patients. And so by the time I get home, I'm kind of tired, but I guess just kind of stepping out of the box and just realizing that I have to own my own time and to build my self-confidence, the things that I want to build, that I have to just make that time. So when you guys do your time with your Zooms and everything with your workout partners, so you guys just get together and schedule a good time? Because I like the fact that there's a lot of accountability here. I've tried It Works before. I actually sold It Works and it didn't work for me. So, but I would just kind of love to get some feedback on the accountability and just meeting with each other. How often do you guys meet? I love all the success stories and what let you all here to Beachbody. So I'm just kind of new and following along, but so far so good, and I can't wait to start my journey.
I love it. Well, first of all, thank you for what you do, for being so selfless. But I just want to throw out a suggestion of, have you ever done the exercise of sitting down and writing out what your why is, like your true emotional why of why you actually want to embrace change? Because that is super helpful for motivation. I like to say that motivation is like any other emotion. It comes and goes just like anything else. So some days you're going to feel motivated and some days you are not. And it's more about relying on your discipline and your commitment to why you are showing up and why it's important to you. And as for accountability, we have virtual gyms that can be joined at any time. So like if you had a specific time, that's when you work out, you can ask other people to hop in at that time with you. But I would also say, like, to probably be something more realistic, if your schedule is pretty busy, is start a group thread with like your coach and a couple other girls from your group. And that can be something that like you check into that twice a week, and you check in like, how are things going for you? How are your workouts going? How's your nutrition? Like, how are you feeling mentally? And have that as like a backup accountability, or even every day to text if you want to. There are some people that I text with every single day to check in. And if that's what you need, I'm sure Ashley's more than happy to do that for you. But you are supported. And that is what we have challenge groups for. We run challenge groups where we post every single day something helpful, inspirational, motivational. You can come in there and post your sweaty selfies every day, talk to us about how your day is going, post your food, reach out and ask for support or kick in the pants on days that you need it. But we are not short on accountability, that is for sure. So does anybody else have questions? We've got a quiet bunch tonight. All right. Well, if anybody decides they have questions after the fact, or if you have, you're like, I'm really interested in this, but I am afraid of blank, please feel free to post in the Meet the Team page, or reach out to the coach that added you. We are more than happy to kind of walk you through those steps or help you through that mindset shift, or kind of help you take that leap if you are so ready to. And we'd love to see you as a part of our team. So thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for listening to our stories and letting us share more about what we do with you. And we hope to see you guys soon. Have an awesome night.